Okay, so every year Google comes out with something new to keep search engine optimization professionals and marketers and business owners on their toes. And this year in 2020 and going into 2021, they came out with something called Core Web Vitals. There's going to be a Google update around this, which could either really help your rankings or could hurt your rankings. So today I'm going to talk to you about Core Web Vitals. I'm going to tell you what it's about and the things that you need to do so that you can be successful and you can get a boost from the Core Web Vitals Google update that's going to happen in the future. Let's go ahead and dive into it. Okay, so first thing, let's go over just a little bit of the evolution of how we got here, and then next we're going to get into why you need to pay attention to that. Following that, we'll get into some quick things that you need to know, and you'll have all the information that you need on Core Web Vitals in just a couple minutes. So let's go ahead and get started. So first thing is, what's the evolution? What happened here? Well, first Google looked at how fast a page loads, right? They came out with the page speed Google update. That was a big one. Then they came out with the mobile friendliness update. So is your website mobile friendly? Those are two things that are now reports inside of Google Search Console and their ranking factors. And then next they've come out with Core Web Vitals. So Core Web Vitals, it's pretty straightforward. It looks at three different things. It looks at your speed, it looks at your responsiveness, and it looks at your visual stability. And I'll get a little bit more into specifics on that in just a second. But why did Google do this? Well, first, the Google update is going to be coming. So that's one thing that you need to know as far as why they are doing this. It's a Google update's coming. They created this report around it, and this report is going to make sure that you're prepared and you can get ahead of it for the Google update. That report is in Google Search Console, but in addition to that, they've updated other popular tools as well. So they also updated Lighthouse, which is a really popular tool, and they also updated the Page Speed Insights tool as well. So those are three different places where you can look at Core Web Vitals, and then in addition to that, they're going to be helping third parties as well who are creating reports for webmasters on integrating Core Web Vital metrics in there. Also, they made it so that AMP is no longer needed for top stories. So if you're not familiar with top stories in Google News and on the mobile version within the news area of the mobile site, you can see basically stories up there that are from AMP pages. And before you had to have only AMP pages to show up there. There are special things you need to do to configure that. So now you are not going to need that with this new Core Web Vital updates. AMP is no longer going to be necessary as long as you're following some of these important things. And then finally, they are going to be updating all the developer tools around this as well. So now that we know a little bit about the evolution and some of the things that are important and why you need to know and why Google has done this, let's get into a couple other really important things. So first, this is just the start, okay? So Google has gone on record saying that they're going to continue to look at these important things around experience as we move into the future for SEO rankings. So this isn't going to be the only experience thing that they do. This is just the first thing that they're doing, and they said that inside of their blog post that they wrote on the topics. So next, when you look at actually what Core Web Vitals are and then how they affect search signals for a page, this is how it works, okay? So Core Web Vitals are really the loading, right? So how fast does the page load? Does it load correctly? Interactivity, can people interact with the page correctly? And then visual stability, right? So is it stable? So when the page loads, does it jump around? If you click a button, does it move and things like that? But in addition to that, you've got these other elements that also impact the page. So is it mobile friendly? Is it safe for browsing? Is it on HTTPS, right? Is it a secure page? And are there no intrusive interstitials? So this is actually the chart that Google's come out with that shows outside of content and links and some things being technically incorrect that can also have a big impact. These are the Core Web Vitals and then the other important search signals for a page. So now you know what those look like. So it's important to keep in mind that this is just one. Core Web Vitals is really kind of just one bucket out of hundreds of signals for Google. And then also, it does not override great content. So Google has come out and they said that it does not override great content. Great content is still the most important thing. So Core Web Vitals, my main takeaways for you are go inside of Google Search Console, check out the new Core Web Vitals report. Make sure you don't have any errors in there, and I'm going to pull that up on the screen so that you can take a good look at the report. And you're going to want to log in, you're going to want to click through each of those individual things, and you're going to want to work through that process. While you're doing that, don't forget that it's just one out of hundreds of signals you've got until really they're saying the end of 2020 or early 2021 before this update comes out, and Google's going to be coming out with more information to get you Core Web Vitals safe. So that's it for Core Web Vitals today. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, leave a comment. I love hearing from you. That's why I do these videos. And if you need any help, let me know. See you next time. Bye.